Welcome in, everyone. We're diving deep today into How My Neighbor Stole Christmas by Megan Quinn.
Sounds festive.
It is.
Mm-hmm.
It's a holiday romance, but we're going beyond the surface here, looking at Kringletown's story and Cole's crazy relationship.
Yeah.
And you know those moments where you're reading and you're like, wait, what just happened? What does that even mean?
Oh, yeah, those are the best.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Those are the ones we're going to unpack. So get comfy and let's get into it.
I'm ready with my peppermint mocha.
Perfect. Now, this book, what makes it so good is that it's not just your average Christmas romance, right? It's got that holiday cheer, but underneath, it's about personal growth.
Mm-hmm. Healing from some pretty heavy stuff.
Yeah, and figuring out what the Christmas spirit actually means amidst all the craziness.
Exactly. It's like a candy cane with layers.
I like that. So let's start with the setting, Kringletown. I mean, this town is Christmas obsessed.
Seriously obsessed, like over-the-top decorations.
Right, like Clark Griswold times 10.
And enough holiday cheer to make the Grinch smile.
Definitely. And the center of all this is the Kringle competition.
Oh, yeah, that's where it gets good. It's like neighbor against neighbor in these wild challenges.
It's the Hunger Games.
Yeah.
But with Christmas cookies and carols.
I would watch that.
Me too. And that's where we meet Story and Cole.
Our main players,
Yep. Story is kind of dragged into this whole thing by her Aunt Cindy.
who's a character herself.
Totally. And then there's Cole, the mysterious neighbor with a past,
And when we say past, we mean a Christmas past that's shaped him.
for sure. The loss of his parents on Christmas Eve 10 years ago has made him how he is.
Wary of Christmas, you could say.
Definitely. So he enters the Kringle competition after all this time, and you have to wonder why.
Right. What's his motivation? Is he looking for some kind of closure?
Maybe? Or is it something more?
That's the mystery.
And then there's the whole Story and Cole dynamic. They start off as rivals.
Like full-on Christmas competitors.
There's all this banter and tension between them.
Remember their first meeting at the Mercantile?
Oh, yeah. Story's describing him as annoying but attractive.
Totally.
Yeah.
She's drawn to him, but he's so grumpy and distant.
It's that classic push and pull,
And the competition just makes it worse. They're constantly trying to one-up each other.
like the eggnog showdown.
Oh, and the light sabotage?
That was a turning point.
Mhm.
Speaking of sabotage, what about Story's sister Taryn messing with Cole's lights?
That was a big one. Do you think she was really trying to help her family?
Maybe. Or was it something more like jealousy?
Ooh, interesting. Because she is always the good sister.
Right. Always following the rules. So seeing Story break free and connect with Cole could be a trigger.
It's like she feels threatened.
Possibly. I think Quinn uses the competition to show both growth and conflict.
Yeah, some characters really shine.
Like they get creative and resourceful
But it also brings out their flaws.
and leads to some bad choices.
Which is what makes it so real.
Yeah.
Even during Christmas, we're all human.
Totally. We're all capable of good and bad.
And those messy moments are where we learn the most.
About ourselves and the people around us.
Exactly. It's like life wrapped up in a Christmas story.
With a whole lot of Kringletown charm.
And a sprinkle of romance on top. So after all that drama with the lights, you gotta admire Story.
Like, she could have just ignored it.
Totally. But she owns up to it.
And not just the act itself, but the hurt it caused Cole.
Exactly. She gets it. It's a real turning point for her.
You see her grow up in that moment.
She goes from this playful, kind of surface level to someone with depth.
She's dealing with real guilt and the realization that her actions matter.
Especially to someone she's starting to care about.
And she doesn't just fix the lights, she goes all out.
Recreating Cole's display from 10 years ago, the one for his parents.
That was huge. It shows she understands his pain.
And that she's willing to do whatever it takes to earn his trust back.
I love that scene where the whole town helps her put up the lights.
It's like this heartwarming moment of unity.
Kringletown coming together for Cole.
Showing that even with the competition, there's this underlying compassion.
It's a nice contrast to all the sabotage and rivalry.
It highlights the true spirit of Christmas, right?
It's not about winning or losing, but about kindness and support.
And realizing we're all connected.
Our actions impact those around us, even in Kringletown.
For sure. Now, Cole's reaction when he sees the lights.
Oh man, talk about a roller coaster.
From anger to shock to gratitude.
It's like he's been so closed off protecting himself,
And Story's gesture breaks down those walls.
forcing him to face the possibility of trust and love again.
It's a huge step for him.
But of course, it can't be that easy.
Right. Just when things seem good, Cole throws a curveball.
That scene at the Mercantile,
Where he humiliates Story.
intending to flirt with someone else.
Ouch. It's brutal. It shows that healing isn't linear.
2 steps forward, 3 steps back.
He's terrified of being vulnerable.
So he pushes her away in the worst way,
It's like he's testing her
daring her to prove her feelings are real.
to show she can handle him and his baggage.
And to Story's credit, she doesn't give up.
She sees through his act.
She gets that it's fear, not malice, driving him.
That's true strength right there.
It is. And then there's the caroling competition.
Supposed to be lighthearted, but it becomes so much more.
For both of them,
For Cole, it's a chance to finally face his grief.
to honor his parents,
Singing their carols, wearing their clothes,
it allows him to connect with their memory.
like he hasn't been able to since they were gone.
That, have yourself a merry little Christmas scene.
So powerful. You can feel the weight of his grief.
The love for his parents, the longing for those Christmases,
It's raw vulnerability.
and Story is deeply moved by it.
She sees a side of him no one else has.
And it strengthens her resolve to help him heal.
But Cole misreads her reaction,
He sees her tears as pity,
which reinforces his need for that tough exterior.
like showing weakness is dangerous.
Classic miscommunication.
Emotions getting in the way,
They both want love and acceptance.
but their fears and insecurities keep them apart.
It's heartbreaking.
And then boom, that cliffhanger, ending to part two.
Cole's light's gone.
Darkness descends on his house.
Who could have done it?
It's the perfect setup for the final act.
Where secrets are revealed
And Cole and Story have to face their fears.
and decide if their connection can survive it all.
I don't know about you, but I was on the edge of my seat after that ending. Who stole the lights?
Right. It could have been anyone. A jealous rival. Maybe some random Grinch.
Seriously. The suspense was killing me.
Yeah.
And then to find out it was Taryn.
I have to admit, I was surprised too. She'd sabotaged him before, but this was next level.
It seems so out of character for her. But then you think about it from her perspective.
Right. She's always been the protector, the rule follower.
Putting the family first no matter what.
And in her mind, she's saving Story from heartbreak.
Protecting her from Cole and his Kringle obsession.
But her actions totally backfired, didn't they?
Big time. She ends up alienating both of them.
Pushing them apart instead of bringing them closer.
Good intentions gone wrong.
Exactly. She wanted to help, but went about it all wrong.
It's a reminder that love isn't about control or manipulation.
It's about trust and respect. Letting people make their own choices.
Even if those choices lead to pain. And Story finally stands up to her.
That was a powerful scene.
Confronting Taryn, not just about the sabotage, but about their whole relationship.
It's like she's finally realizing her own worth.
Breaking free from those expectations. And then there's Aunt Cindy.
The puppet master behind it all.
I love how she's this mysterious figure throughout the book.
Never fully revealing her motives.
Quinn did a great job with her character. On the surface, she's this quirky, Christmas-loving aunt.
But underneath, there's this wisdom, this understanding of human nature.
It's like she knows exactly what's going on with Story and Cole.
But she lets them figure it out on their own.
Only stepping in when absolutely necessary.
A benevolent manipulator, you could say.
I like that. She nudges them in the right direction,
Creates opportunities for connection.
but never forces anything. She knows growth comes from within.
From making your own choices and learning from mistakes. And Cole makes a few of those.
He does. His reaction to the stolen lights is understandable, given his past.
That fear of abandonment runs deep.
But he jumps to conclusions about Story.
Doesn't even give her a chance to
It's a reminder that we can all be blinded by our own pain,
Even the best of us, Cole's so scared of getting hurt again.
that he sabotages his own happiness.
Pushing away the one person who could actually help him heal.
But there are moments where you see his doubts.
When Max defends Story, for example.
Or when he catches himself staring at her,
It's like he's fighting with himself.
his head telling him to stay guarded, his heart pulling him towards Story.
A classic battle of head versus heart, and then that scene when he walks into the gym for the final challenge.
And sees his house covered in lights.
More beautiful than ever before.
It's like a symbol of Story's love and forgiveness.
Her unwavering belief in him.
A beacon of hope and redemption.
The true spirit of Christmas shining through.
Cole's reaction is everything. A mix of shock, disbelief, and pure joy.
The weight lifted from his shoulders. You can see him finally breathe again.
Letting himself feel all those emotions he's been holding back.
Yeah.
And the Super Santa speed round itself.
It's more than just a competition. It's a metaphor for their journey.
They're both fighting for something bigger than the Kringle title.
A chance at happiness. A future together.
Free from the past. And Cole's victory.
It's not just about winning. It's about transformation.
He lets go of the fear, allows himself to be vulnerable.
Embraces the true meaning of Christmas.
Giving, receiving, connecting. And that final scene when he finds Story,
Pure magic.
his apology, his declaration of love,
Their kiss under the Kringletown lights.
the perfect ending to their roller coaster ride.
It's a beautiful reminder that love can conquer all,
That our imperfections are what make us human.
and that the greatest gifts are often the most unexpected. And that epilogue,
Seeing them as a family with a little girl,
it's the Christmas miracle we all needed.
a testament to healing and love.
And the magic of the holiday season. So How My Neighbor Stole Christmas, it's more than just a romance.
It's about relationships, overcoming challenges, and the power of forgiveness.
It reminds us that the true spirit of Christmas is about connection.
Kindness and hope for a brighter future. And it leaves us with a question. What if they had collaborated instead of competed?
Would they have avoided all the drama?
Or was their rivalry the spark they needed?
Maybe it was both. Maybe that competitive spirit forced them to face themselves.
To see each other on a deeper level. And maybe a little chaos is what it takes to find true love. Well, that wraps up our deep dive into How My Neighbor Stole Christmas. We hope you enjoyed it. Happy holidays, everyone!